That was a momentous day in 1974 when Carter took his first trip down the Chattooga.
The Chattooga was the first time I ever risked my life, I would say, in going down a wild river. Well, I grew up on a creek, Chattooga Creek, which runs into the Kinchipuni, which then runs into the Flint River. Some of the most vivid memories of my childhood is going fishing with my father, who was also an excellent fisherman. And so I became deeply interested in fishing in water and streams. Being on a trout stream, which is always lovely, the water's always pure, that's still some of the most awe-inspiring experiences I ever had.
That was a terrific moment in time. He was governor then. You know, each time Claude would call me up and say, well, Carter's committed to running this section. Can you be a part of this? Can you paddle a canoe?
Claude Terry kind of adopted me as one of his students, and I learned all I could about handling a canoe and later handling a kayak.
The first time we canoed together, we were approaching a large ledge, and I said, right. He said, do you mean my last statement was right? Or do you mean go right? Right about then, bang into the rock and almost threw him out of the boat.
On that day, why, we were just finishing Section 3. The run is somewhat demanding, but nothing compared to the finale of that last rapid.
And Bull Sluice was a double waterfall. Each one was about 5 or 6 feet high, and it precipitated down.
When we got to Bull Sluice, why, Carter was rather adamant about wanting to attempt it.
And to go down Bull Sluice in an open canoe had never been accomplished.
Claude and Carter, who were in the same canoe, were talking about it.
So Claude and I decided we'd try it.
I said, you're going to be frightened when you come over top. You're just going to have a gut reaction with Bull Sluice.
Roaring over low rocks, low waterfalls, and at times whipped into a whitewater frenzy.
And I was sure they would swamp at that point.
There is a religious experience in coming over top of a huge rapid and burying your bowman face down till you maybe can't see him.
So it kind of opened my eyes to a relationship between a human being and a wild river that I never had contemplated before that.
Once you get to know an area, it becomes part of you, and you can't help but want to protect it.
When I got to be president, I was very conversant with the altercations that existed. So I vetoed, I think, 16 different dam projects all over the United States, which aroused a great deal of animosity and condemnation. My motivation, I think, was trying to preserve as much as I could of the beauty of God's world.
Today, Mr. Carter made history.
Churning and swirling and hurling them through the channels.
And actually the canoe rose up again, took the second drop, and they were still afloat at the bottom of the rapid.
And we actually made it successfully. We only had about 4 inches of freeboard left when we got to the bottom.
There were a lot of congratulations both to Carter and to Claude on that run.
I think it gave me a sense of, you might say, heroism in confronting the awe-inspiring power of the Chattooga River when I had a major responsibility as a governor of a state. I think it's very important for all Americans to take a stand, a positive stand, in protecting wild rivers and scenic areas. So we can make a major push in the Congress and get the Wild and Scenic Rivers legislation extended. And I hope that all Americans will join together with me and others who love the outdoors to protect this for our children and our grandchildren.